look, we're in Rome. Ah, shoot, this isn't Rome. Where are the columns? Where are the domes? Is that a Toto by Africa?
What's a Toto?
Okay. But yeah, you're right. If we were in Rome, we'd see broad, fertile plains, the Apennine Mountains, and the Mediterranean Sea. Yeah. Hey, look, column.
Whoa! Are we in Rome or that place across from 24-Hour Fitness?
Hard to tell.
I'd say Rome.
Who are they?
Must be the Etruscans.
Etrus what?
The Etruscans, you know, the civilization that came from Asia Minor, ruled much of ancient Italy, had a great impact on the Romans.
Great impact? How?
Well, they gave Romans an alphabet and arches.
Yeah, but they didn't really like them, so they drove them out.
Yeah, and this is known as the founding day of the Rome states.
The Etruscans ruled Romans with absolute power, and then the Romans set up the Republic.
You mean the thing of like the people and that prevents like the rule of the monarchs?
Hey look, Romans! Let's go talk to them.
Hi, I'm Remus. Patrician. I got land, upper class or whatever, Senate. Gosh, they better choose me for council. There's only 2 spots, but clearly I'm the best for the job, and councils, they supervise government, business, and they command armies, and I mean, I'm a natural born leader, so.
Okay, you got our vote.
Not if you're a plebeian like Romulus here. They have no say in our government.
Hi, I'm Romulus. I'm a plebeian and a farmer. I don't have say in the government. But we do have a tribune who can veto laws that we don't like. And also the 12 laws on the tablet.
You mean the 12 tables?
Yes, that's exactly it.
What about that?
It helps us plebeians.
Okay, whatever. What are forums?
Oh my gosh. You're so dumb. It's the marketplace we're in right now.
This is a marketplace?
Yeah, I'm done. Hey guys, while you were talking to the bickering brothers, get it? It's a joke. I'll move on. I was talking to this Concord dude.
I'm Concord.
Yeah, and did you know that the people Rome conquered get to keep their own customs, money form, and local government? You know, as long as they supply soldiers, pay taxes, and acknowledge Rome's leadership.
Aw, Rome is so nice.
You know, speaking of conquered people and wars, does anyone want to watch a short film about the Punic Wars?
Nah.
Okay, let's do it. I demand you to leave the lands of the Mediterranean so we can have complete control over it.
Heck no, we already have most of the Mediterranean. I want you to leave so we can control it.
I guess we're gonna have to fight so Rome can have it.
Hua! Hua!
Give up, Carthage.
Wow.
We've already taken Sicily, Corsia, and Sardinia.
Never! No!
Sir, what do we do? The Romans are known for their most advanced and well-disciplined legions. In the past, they've conquered so many lands. At this pace, we'll be conquered by them as well. If only we had a strong fighter to defeat these Romans. Hey, I know. There's this guy, Hannibal, who's in charge of the Carthaginian army. His troops are both from Europe and North Africa. Hey, I know that guy. Isn't he the one that hates Romans and swore they'll be his enemies forever? Yeah, that's the guy. Can you believe he was only 9 at the time? Well, that's a good thing. We can use his hatred against the Romans to lead us to victory. Hannibal, go fight Romans. Now.
We have a problem. The Carthaginians have invaded from the north and took us all by surprise. They're going against our plans, and now they've conquered northern Italy.
Sir, we've been away from home for 15 years, and we fought 3 wars with them. When is this going to end?
I don't know. I hope all is well at home.
Sir! We have a problem. The Romans are destroying Carthage.
What? Carthaginians, we've already taken Carthage. You better surrender now. Have you guys found Hannibal?
Sir, we almost caught him, but he committed suicide.
Very well then. Now that Carthage has admitted defeat, the Mediterranean will belong to us, and we will call it Mare Nostrum.
Wow, that was 30 seconds of my life I am not getting back.
Hey, this is important stuff here. How else do you think the Romans became wealthy and got a lot of slaves?
Through gold and silver, from the Americas, through the Middle Passage,
Wrong unit.
Columbian Exchange, whatever.
Is after the Romans conquered Carthage and many others, they gained control of many trade routes and a bunch of amazing riches came flooding in from conquered lands, and a new wealthy class emerged.
Oh yeah, that's right. They built those really good mansions and bought a lot of fundia.
A lot of fun to who?
No, latifundia. Huge estates worked on by captured slaves.
Poor slaves.
More like poor farmers. An increase in slave labor led to an increase in the production rate of latifundia. Mass production led to decrease in prices, which pushed farmers into debt, forcing them to sell their land.
And of course, with this new wealth came greed, self-confidence, and everyone's favorite, corruption.
I mean, surely someone wanted to fix this.
Yeah, those Gracchus brothers. Did one give the poor land and the other gave them grain?
Yeah, but they were killed, and Rome fell into 100 years of fighting over who should hold power.
Again?
It's happened everywhere else.
An eternity later.
Hey Pompey, we've been dominating politics, but I want to go conquest more, so, see ya. Yes, I've captured Gaul!
Ugh, Caesar is getting all the attention. I gotta put a stop to this. Hey, you!
Me?
Yes, you! Tell Caesar to disperse his army and come back home to Rome.
But you know he's not gonna listen.
Just tell him.
Fine. Bad news. First of all, Julius Caesar did not listen. He brought his army across the Rubicon River and into northern Italy. Second of all, Julius Caesar is coming for us right now. Aw, shooty shoot. Go.
Now you.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Couldn't be.
Then who?
Nabuzazar?
Make me dictator now!
Alright, whatever.
A few inches later.
I'm glad Caesar became dictator.
Oh, is that so?
I mean, look at his reforms. Public works, he had projects to help the homeless, he granted citizenships, all new ones. He gave land to the poor, and he made a new calendar. Did you hear that some enemies worry that the power is going to his head, and that they think he'll make himself king?
And are therefore planning to kill him?
Yeah, you heard?
Yeah, I did. Speaking of, I gotta go do something right now. It's a big day.
What do you mean?
Ides of March.
Huh?
Yeah!
That is mine.
Yeah, you messed with the wrong person's grandpa.
Hey, why are you at the room?
Because I'm better than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I hate you.
I hate you the most. Thanks, Cleopatra. Dang, I am so triumphant, I think the Senate should declare me Princeps, aka First Citizen.
And they did. Known as Augustus, or Exalted One, Octavian ruled with absolute power and ended the 500-year-old republic with a snap of his fingers. How are we still here?
I have no clue, but I'm really glad Augustus became princeps. I mean, he's doing great things. He's laying the foundation for stable government.
Okay, just get to the explaining part.
Well, he created efficient civil service that enforces the law and gave high-level jobs not just to the upper class. Okay, and he ordered census for fair taxes.
Yep,
He created postal service, new coins, and he put the jobless to work.
great. Is that all?
Yeah, why not?
And the 200 years that starts with the rule of Augustus and ends with Marcus Aurelius is known as the Pax Romana, a time when Rome will bring peace, prosperity, unity, and order to land stretching from Britain to the Euphrates River. Whoa, where did we go? where are we? Is there like a narrator here at one point?
I don't know, but if this is Rome, it sure's changed a lot.
Yup. Wow, look at all this beautiful Roman architecture.
Didn't you know they got most of this from the Greeks?
Really? I thought they only borrowed stuff from Western Europe, like the idea to make all the nobles shave off their beard.
No, you idiot. That was Peter the Great of Russia.
Oh, whoops, my bad.
You're such an idiot. The Romans admired Greeks a lot. They took their science, literature, art, and philosophy ideas too.
Oh, I remember now. With the blending of Greek, Hellenistic, and Roman traditions, this began the Greco-Roman civilization. But why copy the Greeks?
Come on, everyone wants to be the best, and the Greeks had the best art and architecture at the time, so the Romans copied them, just like how you copied off my global test in the beginning of the year.
Hey, that wasn't copying. We were comparing answers.
True. Anyway, the Romans used idealism and realism in their art, like the Greeks had, but they changed up their architecture. They emphasized grandeur instead of simple elegance, like the Greeks did.
Hey, it's Greek to me. What about the scientists and writers of Rome?
Well, Ptolemy was a great scientist who came up with the theory that the Earth was the center of the world, although he was wrong, but very advanced for the people of his time.
Wait, Earth is not the center of the universe?
Okay, anyways, Galen was a famous doctor who advanced the frontiers of medical science with his insistence of performing experiments and also wrote the medical encyclopedia.
What about the writers and poets?
You're so annoying. You know we learned all this in the beginning of the year, right?
We did.
Anyway, Virgil wrote the Aeneid to tell heroic Roman tales, while Horace, aka Juvenal, made fun of Rome by writing verses.
And who is the old guy? Minnie?
You mean Pliny, the elder, the scientist who wrote about geography, zoology, botany, and many other topics, but also based on other people's work, right?
Yep. Hey, did we also learn about, like, historians?
Of course we did, too. One good one, one bad one. You know, Livy, who recorded important parts about the past to make people feel patriotic about Rome, and Tacitus, who wrote about Rome liberties being destroyed.
Wow, Rome really had a lot going on.
Yeah, and in order to keep everything organized, they made civil law, law of nations, and the common principles.
What's the difference between all of them?
Well, the civil law applies to only Roman citizens. The law of nations applied to all people under Roman rule.
What about the common principles?
How can you not know about the common principles? They're basically the same rules our court uses today.
What are they?
Well, they protect people with the same status and help them when being accused of a crime. Honestly, go read a textbook if you want to know more. I'm done explaining to you. And now it's time for Christianity with Jesus, starring Jesus.
Oh, hey everybody. My name is Jesus, which you can call me Messiah for short. I'm just a regular Jew who worships God and follows Jewish law. But after preaching to villages near the Sea of Galilee, I gained a lot of loyal followers and disciples. My teachings are deeply rooted in Jewish tradition involving things like the Ten Commandments. But I also preach new things like how I am the Son of God. My mission is to bring spiritual salvation and eternal life to anyone who believes in me. I'm the founder of this new religion thing called Christianity. My name's not even Christian. And then there's Paul. Apparently, after having one version of me, he converts to Christianity and immediately decides to spread my teachings beyond Jewish communities to Gentiles or non-Jews. He set up churches from Mesopotamia to Rome. Yeah, but he was prosecuted by a Roman ruler just like many other Christians. Christians were looked to as unloyal to Rome because they did not make sacrifices, and they were also blamed for things that they didn't do. These people who died for their beliefs are called martyrs. But despite these persecutions, Christianity still spread, and eventually things started looking up. Like when Roman Emperor Constantine issued the Edict of Milan, which grants freedom of worship to all Roman citizens.
So today we're going to be learning about the causes for the fall of Rome. Alright, so the first would be military causes, which have to do with Germanic invasions. The Roman legions were not as disciplined or trained as before, as they should be, and Rome had mercenaries hired to fight for them, but they were unloyal to Rome because they were German. A next cause would be political. An oppressive and authoritarian government.
Oppression, that's in my diversity journal.
An oppressive and authoritarian government with corrupt officials lost the people's support. Diocletian dividing the empire also weakened it. Shooty-shoots. Economic causes have to do with the empire suffering because there were heavy taxes required to support such a big government. And farmers also abandoned their land and the middle class fell into poverty. Okay, so next we have the social causes. The decline in values like patriotism and discipline, and the upper class devoted to luxury and self-interest, so they were no longer leaders for the rest of society as they should have been. So, did Rome fall? You got me.
I got you.
Although the empire collapsed, they didn't disappear from the map, and the empire is still the Byzantine Empire today, and it lasted another 1,000 years. They spoke Latin and they followed Roman law.